Welcome to Power Women of the Trades podcast. This show is all about breaking barriers and changing the game. Our guests will feature some of today's most successful female entrepreneurs and other advocates of our industry as well. Because if there's one thing we know for sure, female-led entrepreneurship drives change on multiple levels. We want to empower women in the trade industry like you so you can maximize your potential, stay balanced, achieve long-term success, and claim ownership over your life. Let's get started.
Yeah, so what hurdles, what I can imagine, you said your dad was like old school and maybe John is old school. They're old school guys. So what hurdles have you had to overcome, like wanting to bring in the younger vibe into the business?
Oh my God, ladies, so many. Let's start with Service Titan.
Jeez.
Taking our little $100 website and then transferring over to we're now working with Scorpion. Implementing, so in the last couple of months, it was a difficult conversation for him to understand why I needed review buzz and why I needed to spend money on my Google reviews. And so it's been a lot of difficult conversations. But at the end, when he walks into that sales call and they said, yeah, I called your company because you have a 4.8 rating. And I just, I say,
isn't that interesting?
Okay. Don't you love
How do you think we got that?
Don't you love the vindication of that? I can feel that. Like, I can feel that feeling right now as you're describing it.
And ours is with our husbands, though.
Well, no, I'm thinking of when my dad was around and how I would have all these suggestions as a young woman when he was building houses at the time. I'm like, you guys are not representing yourself on social media. And then when it came about and I had my own thing and he got to see it, he was like, oh. Okay.
Well, and I think like in my space, like my husband is 8 years older than me. And so
I always forget
he is, I know, we're just such a great match.
Oscar's just really aged so well.
He's aged. He's a fine wine for sure. But he has been in the industry for almost 30 years. And so there were a lot of things. And then he had a primarily commercial background. So there are just a lot of things that were different. And then he's never really like pushed back and said, absolutely not. But there's definitely some times that I think he was leading like, okay, lady, like she said, we got to sign up for Service Titan or we've got to do this. And especially like with the cost of some of these things that we pay for, it's like, what are you talking about?
Right.
And so trying to explain to him, John is a great business partner because he's like, okay, yep, let's move forward. I get it. I get what you're trying to say. But trying to get to him to say, like, Dad, we need to, in order to grow or scale, we need to measure our business. In order to hold our technicians accountable, we need to have data on their performance and what their conversion rates are and what are they billing out daily and just the alerts and what Service Titan does for our business real time. I can't tell you how many summers we would go with we were using WinTAC, but you go fix somebody's AC, bump them up with some R22. They're not paying that bill. Like, they're not paying, just mailing a bill every 30 days doesn't work anymore.
Right. We need that money today. Hand me the money.
Yes. And so just trying to get that old school mentality out and bring the new in. And he's been supportive. Like he said the other day to my brother, like, listen, with the install schedule, I'm just going to stay out of it. So
let you do your thing.
He's trying.
Good.
He's trying so hard.
Did you have any, so you talked about like your dad and then your brother, but like your other team, the other employees, did you have any was it a difficult transition of like, now I'm an owner?
Or did they even
know?
Or
did they know? Or did they have any opinions?
Everyone. When you bought in.
So they definitely, everybody knows, but I think that I almost already had that respect or that role.
That's
like
awesome.
I actually almost feel like they would come to me before they would come to my dad.
Well, because you're a problem solver.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. And like, if you go to the supply house and you order something, it's, you got to get this for Rachel. It's, it's, I think I was already there and everybody's,
It was natural.
yeah, it just, the title is just there now.
That's awesome. What do you feel like, what's the goal for the company now? Where do you want to go from here?
To scale. To bring in more technicians. Yeah. When we started, we were at 1 million. And then 2 years later, we had that, I think from 17 to 18, we scaled to 2 million. We stayed steady. But in the last year, we scaled 1 million. And then this year, Mike and I and our service manager, Josh, and I would say, John, we're just like, let's keep scaling, let's keep growing, because we want to be able to offer all the benefits to our employees, right? We want somebody to say it's great to work at AGS because you feel like part of the family and they have great benefits. And, that's our goal. And so in order to offer benefits like that and have awesome service tie in and all of that, you have to have the revenue to support that. And so getting that mentality out, I'm struggling with that right now, especially with my tech ticket. And so understanding what the numbers and what it actually costs to run the business is, I'm not struggling with it, but I've got to get my team involved to realize, like, we're not making $1 million here, people.
Okay, so we had some technical issues. Let's get back to what you were saying. You had mentioned that you didn't want your team to just think you guys were like making millions of dollars, and then we cut out. So go back to that.
So that's just something we're in the process now of trying to think of, like a best practice. I saw Cassie post something like a little team workout she did with, like, what does it actually cost to like roll up to this job, because you want to scale, but I also want to hire more office staff. Like, we're still kind of, there's me and then my Aunt Michelle in the office. So like, we're still sharing, like, kind of answering the phone and dispatching, to where I'd like to focus more on, the business side of things.
Sure.
Yeah, that's definitely like a huge step in building the business, and especially as you scale, because so many people just see that ticket, the technicians just see that ticket. Like, I remember one time this technician said, I made quality $8,000 today. And I was like, I wish you did.
I know.
But you didn't.
Right.
I really wish you did. But you didn't. You collected $8,000 today. But through all of the time that was spent on the jobs, on your 16-hour workday, overtime, the vehicle, the insurance, the gas, all the things. And doing that breakout with our team was so enlightening, because they were able to like really think about, and we had them put it on the board, and they were really able to think of, and they worked in groups too, but it was like really like, what does it take to run the business? And at first, I think they were just kind of like spitballing some things, and then they really started digging deep, where they were like, oh, when we have Foodie Friday every other Friday in the summer, that costs money. And then there were some jokes on there, like Oscar's outfits, this fits. So we were cracking up. He was like, I pay for those myself, guys, because he got best dressed last year at the Christmas party. What? But like the Christmas parties and the baseball nights we do, because those things are fun and to bring the culture, but they do cost money.
Yeah.
And they don't, all those benefits come with a cost. And so I really think, like, for us, we like hit this curve when we did that exercise, because now it's not just like, oh, I collected $8,000 today, which is a lot for a technician in one day. That's not normal. Excuse me. But to be able to say like now we get questions or like comments back of like, is this is the price in the price book, but I don't know that that's going to cover the cost of the job. And like, they're thinking, you know what I mean? And you're like, bruh.
Yeah. Well, because there's certain things you can't put as a task in your price book, because there's all these underlying factors that might not be present on every job, and then they have to go, oh, well, we're gonna have to get a different tractor because this is a 10-foot sewer, and our our regular one won't work. And it's like, oh, there's another $1,500
that's in the
whatever.
job that we weren't even considering.
Right.
And it's like, it really is so helpful to have those conversations. And
it's such an interesting way to bridge the gap between what you think that they think, and then they get to hear what's really happening, and it's eye-opening on both sides.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I can't wait to do work.
Yeah. It'll be fun. I would love to hear you follow up and tell me about it. Cause it's just like, again, it's just like really fun. I love to see those things and those reactions. And then, to just really get a grasp of like, what's happening.
Do you guys do, are you primarily residential service, or are you?
So we're 50-50. So we do residential service, well, I would say more custom home, new construction, and then about 50% commercial.
Gotcha.
So when we started, we were mostly commercial. Dad and John came out of, working commercial, but my dad's true background is he was a sheet metal fabricator. So that man could fabricate size ductwork, anything, and that's really what his strength was. So when I started to get involved with the Bryant women and we started selling more, we ended up partnering with This Old House, and once we, I would say, did an install for that, we did, I think, 2 after that, so 3 total. Our install departments really started to grow. So I would say it's it's 50-50.
Leslie and I are very vocally sometimes most of the time not fans of new construction. However, we know that there are new construction companies out there, and they definitely have a place and do them and succeed. I've really enjoyed learning about your business and how you guys are, the whole dynamic in general, because Leslie and I are both owners with our spouse. So owners with a dad is like a whole different ballgame.
And that was the one before, and I had so many questions.
I'm like proud of you for doing it too, because I just can't imagine. Do you have any last minute advice for anyone who may be in your shoes and wanting to take over some ownership of the business?
Or just grow.
Do you have any advice?
So I would say to women buying into any business would be, do your due diligence, analyze the financial health of the company, have strong financial planning, have a solid foundation, explore all options, have a well thought out business plan and transition plan, and communicate that well with the existing owners. Good legal representation, somebody who's strong and well-versed in mergers and acquisitions to help navigate that process. Be prepared to negotiate and hone in on your negotiation skills. Prepare for challenges, be resilient, be confident, and be ready for obstacles, because there's definitely going to be some obstacles. Buying into a business is a big step. So through thorough preparation and your diligence, it will help for a successful transition. Network with more women. These podcasts, anything, any kind of outreach, AHR, or like you said, Service World, or Women in HVACR, just get out there and, network.
Are you going to go? Are you going to any events coming up?
I am.
What are you going to?
I'm going to Women in HVACR.
Oh, good. We're going to see you there.
And AHR.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going.
We'll see
be
you
there.
in, is it in Jacksonville?
Yes.
Women in HVAC?
Women in HVAC, yeah.
Awesome. So we'll get to see you.
Oh, that's exciting. We love it. We'll have to catch back up then.
Yes. We'll do it again.
Yeah.
We'll do it there.
Awesome. Well, it was so good. I'm so sorry we had some technical issues today, but
happens sometimes.
It does happen. That's show business, baby.
That's right.
Right? Okay.
It is. It was a crazy day. It was I literally just drove 2 hours from Milford, Connecticut. I just dropped 8 rooftop units, drove all the way back here, and I was like, oh,
I got a podcast.
Way to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at you out there doing the work.
That's right.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, we appreciate you taking the time.
Yes, thank
absolutely.
you so much.
Have a great day, and we will catch you in Jacksonville, Florida.
That's right.
Yes.
All right. Bye.
Awesome. Thank you.
This has been Power Women of the Trades. Like what you hear so far? Leave us a review at Apple and make sure to listen to our other episodes wherever you enjoy listening to your podcasts. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.